What's the passion inside of you that's kept you going on, that drives?
I mean, I love golf, it's the only sport that I know of that, you can play competitively from the time you're a kid till you die.
You got the guy that makes the shaft, the guy that invents every part of the shaft out here with us. I mean, this is kind of cool right here. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Be out here and watch the man work in the field. Not many people get to see that.
Hi, I'm Kim Braley. I'm the Director of Research and Development and the tour for KBS Shafts. Good shot. Very nice.
Tell me what KBS is right now.
We are a company that make golf shafts that are designed specifically to optimize what you're able to do. A pure shot's a pure shot. If you hit it on a button, it's going to go good. Where we can help you is the ones that are not quite pure. And it's that extra 2 or 3 yards that it didn't go right, that extra 2 or 3 yards that didn't go left, that can make all the difference.
That might go in.
Go in. Ah! You made it, I think.
What is so special about this FLT shaft?
FLT shaft, the long irons go higher and the short irons go a little bit lower. So it's a good shaft for a large percentage of the population.
That's crazy. You guys can do all that with a shaft.
Kim Braley can tell you more about the golf shaft than quite possibly anyone else in the world. To everyone on our crew, he quickly became referred to as the mad scientist. Throughout his career, Kim has made significant contributions to the golf industry and continues to do so, but it all started with his dad.
My father is the one that got me into this. My dad invented frequency matching, and he told me to go and figure it out. I had to go and learn. I had to learn about it. So what we did in those days is we went to the library. I went to study golf shafts, and the only thing they had was wood. They didn't have anything about steel, nothing. So I ended up studying things like ship mast. Flagpoles were fantastic. I was like, ship mast, flagpoles.
This is the good stuff right here.
Kim eventually graduated from flagpole research in the library to testing his theories out on tour with the best golfers in the world.
We were the first van on tour. We were doing research. We were trying to figure out what the correct increments to make the shafts in terms of stiffness, getting to know some of the fellows and everything. And these guys are lined up. I'm talking about Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus. I'm the best of the best. We had.
How old are you at this time?
I'm 23 or 4.
You're 23, 24-year-old just cruising around on tour.
Yeah.
with the best golfers in the world.
Yeah, well, one of the first times my dad asked me to go give a club to Arnold. So I took a club up to him and I handed it to him. And he looked at it, and he took it, and he just whammed the shit out of it. And the next thing I know, and I'm like going, what's going on? He says, oh, that's perfect, that's perfect. And what he had done, without me knowing it, he had just flattened the club a little bit for him. So I'm like going, the guy's destroying the club. I just, spent so much time cleaning up for him. And then, he says, man, that's just perfect. And he says, well, what are you doing this afternoon? And I'm like, well, I am, I'm working with my dad. He says, would you like to caddy for me? And I'm like, and it was the very first senior event, so I got to caddy for Arnold Palmer in his very first senior event. So that was a pretty big day for me.
Tell me a little bit about TK. Why is he our subject?
Well, TK's somebody I've worked with for many years. He's a savant. I mean, the guy has a +8 at Whisper Rock. Guys like Phil is a +4. Keimer's a +4. Ogilvy's a +3 or 4. He's a +8.
I mean, so he's your robot.
Yeah.
I mean, TK, you can't have better for R&D.
Yeah, because he's a robot that talks. We look at all of our players. Guys like Kenny Perry was one of our first users. He couldn't grab his ass with both hands. The next thing you know, he's winning golf tournaments at 48. He played the best golf of his career at 49. When he turned 50, he didn't even want to go to the senior tour because he was playing so well. What we did is we took all of our players and got their world ranking when they started playing with our shafts, and then 2, 3, whatever the amount of time was later, and 100% of them were better. And some of them were so much better, it was just a joke.
Who's got KBS names of note right now that are on tour?
Guys like Phil Mickelson, Ernie Els, Ricky Fowler, Justin Rose, Steve Stricker. I mean, this is totally honest, and I'm not bragging. We're about 9 years old now, 8 years old now. The first 2 years I was on tour every week because we were trying to create a brand. Now what I'm seeing happen, I'm seeing guys like Ricky, and DeChambeau's a perfect example. He's been playing the C-Taper lights for like 3 years now, and they were only invented 4 years ago. Phil had been playing my shafts for 19 years. I developed Project X with him specifically. We worked together, and that shaft was developed specifically for him.
Since its inception in 2008, Kim Braley's signature, or KBS, has rapidly become the fastest growing steel shaft brand in the industry.
What do you want for yourself and for KBS?
There's only one thing I want. I want to make the best golf shafts in the world, and that's all I want to do, period. I don't care if we're the biggest. I don't care if we're the smallest. I want to make the best golf shafts in the world, period. Don't put that on. I don't want that to be replete.
Too late. Yeah.
No, don't do that one.